Oh, love your hair.
Thank you.
Hey there, we are live. I am Shadana Miranda, the influential petite, and I'm coming live to bring an empowerment topic to talk about leveling up your confidence, which is something that's so important because we need confidence to move about our day. We need confidence to walk in our purpose and to walk in our authority. And if we do that, we need to do it with confidence. So I think it's important for me to share a few tips with you to help you do that and live an amazing day. And I brought on a special colleague. Her name is Ashley Janae. So I'll let her introduce herself in just a moment. But for those of you who don't know me, I'm Shadana Miranda. I go by the Influential Petite, and I help women look and feel empowered. And I do that through life coaching and fashion design. So I'll turn it over to Ashley, and she'll tell you a little bit about herself.
Yes. So thank you again, Ms. Shadana, for having me as always. It's always a pleasure to be here. So my name is Ashley Janae, and I specialize in helping women really do what we're talking about today. And that is basically level up their confidence. That is boost their confidence to live fabulously. And when you think about the word fabulous, it just simply means extraordinary. So I created a whole brand around the
Mhm.
idea of being extraordinary and understanding what that means for you because it's going to be different for everybody, right? So yeah, I'm very much passionate about just helping women find what their fabulous is. So I'm very excited about the topic today.
Oh, that's a good introduction, Ashley. So
Thank
I'll go
you.
ahead and get started. I have three tips that I want to share, and I'll share those tips and I'll pass it along to Ashley. So as I was thinking about this topic, like, okay, leveling up your confidence, what it is that I do and what it is that I coach women on how to level up their confidence. And the first tip I have is to dress up. Something that's so small but so important. Dressing up allows you to really look the part because your appearance make a difference. When people see you, they see what you're wearing, right? They see how you look. So dress up. I remember when I started working virtually from home, I had a job at a university and we started working virtually for a year. And I would wake up and I would kind of have on my pajamas or a t-shirt and some pants, but my momentum was very low working from home. And I was like, okay, what is it that I can do to really level up my confidence and feel good about going to work? And I was actually dressing as if I had to go into the office. And when I started doing that, my work ethic was like through the roof in like minutes. So that's something that I highly encourage you to do. That's one tip. Tip number two is get your hair done. Another thing that's very small, but your hair is very important. I know sometimes we have those lazy days where we just like, I don't want to do my hair. Let me throw it in a ponytail. But you may go outside and meet Oprah Winfrey. You may go outside and go to the store. You never know. Mark Zuckerberg. You never know who you may meet. So make sure your hair is done. And I would ask that that's something that you include in your budget, getting your hair done. And I know we're always on a budget, but if you can, at least try to get your hair done once a month. But I do want to make some recommendations for those people who are on a budget. There is something called YouTube University, I believe, and you can become a DIYer and do your hair on weekends. Carve out time a few weekends out a month. Find you some cute, simple styles and just do it yourself. Another tip I have is going to the beauty school. That's like a really hidden gem. When I was in college, I discovered the beauty school, and I would go literally to the beauty school, get my hair washed and set for $10. You can't beat that. So if you go to the beauty school to get your hair done, it's literally knocking off half the price of a licensed cosmetologist or even 75%. Just recently I went and got my hair cut, trimmed, and flat iron for $23. Yes, your girl did that. I was just so happy in Joanne's parking lot. I went to get me some fabric and was getting creative with some new designs. And I walk outside to the parking lot in my car and I see a beauty school is in close proximity. So I was like, let me go and check it out. Was looking at their services, and before you know it, I had made an appointment, y'all. And I hadn't been to a beauty school in like 6, 7 years. So that's something that I highly encourage. So either include it in your budget, find a beauty school that you can go to, or get on YouTube University. So that's my second tip. Um, and the third tip is to hang around positive people. Hang around people that are ambitious, people that are doing stuff with their life, because the people you hang around is really going to motivate you. If you're hanging around negative Nancy's, people who are not goal driven, then you're going to be just like those people. It's kind of like the laws of attraction. You attract what you are. So continue to stay positive and find your crowd of people, people who are motivated, people who are self-driven, people who are ambitious, and people who have stuff going for themselves. And if you hang around people who are on the same track with you or aligned with you, just like minded people, you'll start to see a change in your life. So, just to kind of recap, to level up your confidence, it's simple things, it's attainable. First thing is dress up. I don't care how lazy you feel. You never know who you might run into. You never know that big partnership or that next job you're going to land just by looking the part. You don't have to look how you feel. Don't do that. The second part is get your hair done. That's very important, getting your hair done, because when people see you, they see your face, and your hair is attached to your face, unfortunately. And the third thing is find your tribe. Find people who are, like I say, like-minded, who have some of the same goals as you, and who are aligned to doing what you're doing. So that's the tips that I have today, those three tips, and I'm going to pass it on to my colleague, Miss Fabulous Ashley Janae. Go for it,
Yes.
Ashley.
Well, first of all, I'm so upset with myself because I didn't bring my notes with me.
Yeah.
So I had to take some mental notes while you were talking, but I love the fact that you gave people options, because I think a lot of times, even you and I, doing what we do, and being people who coach and motivate and all those
Mhm.
different types of things, you get all types of excuses coming back to you, right? So it's like, well,
Right.
I don't have the money, or I don't have the time, or none of this, but it's like,
Yeah. Mhm.
anybody can find a way if
Right.
you want to make a way, right? So
Right.
I really appreciate the fact that you gave people options. So for me, when I think about the idea of leveling up confidence, Shadane and I were talking, and we were talking about the idea of both sensuality and beauty.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna tie the two together. So just roll with me. I'm gonna start with the idea of sensuality first. So when you think about sensuality, and when you hear the word, a lot of times people just automatically go to a sexual thought process, right? But if you really boil down the word, it's really about the senses, right? So how can you bring your senses to a space of helping you feel confident? So when you think about the senses, there's taste, there's touch, there's smell, there's hearing. What's the other one? I'm losing. There's
Taste,
five of them.
touch,
Taste, touch,
smell,
smell.
hearing.
Taste, touch, smell, hearing. Gosh, what's the
I
other
want to
one?
say something else, but it's kind of similar to touch. But yeah.
It'll come to me as I'm speaking. But when you think about those things, what can you do on a daily basis to bring yourself to a space of confidence, right? So when you think about the idea of taste, what are the things that you're putting in your mouth all the time, right? You are what you eat. There's no truer statement that's ever been said. So if you're constantly feeding yourself with food that's going to make you feel tired, lethargic, lazy, you're not going to feel confident. You're not going to feel boosted up to want to do what brings you joy, to want to do what you have to do as an adult on a day-to-day basis, right? So it's all about balance. So make sure you are feeding yourself foods that are going to make you feel energetic. All foods have a purpose. Foods help your skin, they help your body operate properly, they help your eyesight, they help your hearing, they help your senses. So be mindful of the things that you're eating on a day-to-day basis. There are so many different things that you can try, just like Shadana mentioned. YouTube University. There are recipes upon recipes upon recipes on YouTube that you can look up for free, and you can find things that are going to be good for your body to help you feel confident on a day-to-day basis, and to help you look confident as well, because if you're eating garbage on a day-to-day basis, your body is not going to reflect that from a looks perspective, right? And when you look in the mirror, and when I say from a looks perspective, I'm not talking about what anybody else sees you as. I'm talking about when you look in the mirror, are you confident? And that's what we're talking about today, right? So we want to be mindful of finding that balance in life, to where we can say, okay, yes, I'm eating food that's going to help me feel fueled and energized, but I'm also enjoying some foods as well too, because that's also important. You don't want to shun yourself away from the things you love and enjoy, right? So that's that. And when you're around your house, what does your house smell like? What do you smell like? Your senses really help you shift your mood. Have you ever like lit a candle or like lit an incense or something, and you immediately are just like, ooh, this is just so amazing. Or you walk into like a perfume shop or a Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret or somewhere, you're like, wow, like it smells amazing in here. So think about how you'll feel when you're spraying on your favorite perfume, or you're lighting a candle in your clean home. Like those are things that help you feel proud of where you are. I don't even care if you're renting a room in somebody's house. You make that space and you make yourself feel like the person that you are proud to be, right? And so hearing is a really big one. Even what we're doing here in this space, as you're listening to us share these tips for you, that's fuel to your confidence. What are you saying to yourself on a day-to-day basis? These are all the ideas of sensuality. What types of fabrics are you allowing to touch your body? Those are things that you have to be mindful and intentional about on a day-to-day basis. It seems really small and minuscule, but when you make those little changes in your life to say, hey, I'm going to take some time and really be intentional about how I'm presenting myself on a day-to-day basis, how my space looks, how I look, how I feel, how I smell. All of those different types of things help you tap into your confidence and into your femininity. So that is what tying sensuality and confidence all means. And I hope that it makes sense, because I'm the type of person I get really, really excited about this topic
Yeah.
because it's something I'm passionate about. But I just need for you guys to understand how important it is to just make those little subtle changes from a day-to-day basis and just realize, like, you know what? I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but I recommend you Googling or YouTubing the idea of romanticizing your life. It's a whole thing. You can even find it like on TikTok as well, but it's about taking the little things that you do on a day-to-day basis and just making it special. And that is really what sensuality is, even if you take the idea of sex out of it. And it's just you are allowing your senses to take you to a space of bliss, of confidence, of femininity, or of whatever you choose, right?
Mhm.
So those are my tips.
That's good. The confidence is in the details.
Yeah.
And I love how detailed you were about every single thing. It's just the little things like you talked about. And I like how
Yeah, I have to
you,
stop myself because I can go on and on.
yeah. Did you have any tips for as far as beauty? Because I thought about some stuff too that I had written down.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, most definitely. So I touched on it a little bit from a senses perspective, but when it comes to beauty, and I think you touched on it as well, like when you're talking about getting your hair done and
Hmm.
dressing up and things of that sort. But one thing that I always like to pinpoint is that, like I mentioned before, you have to find what works for you. Now, I talk about, for example, if you're ever bored at home, maybe it's like a Friday night, you don't have anything to do, go in your closet and start putting outfits together. And I'm talking about casual, I'm talking about elegant, I'm talking about corporate, whatever it is. Don't go in your closet and say, I don't have anything to wear, because you do. You do. Have you tried wearing that blazer with a belt? Have you tried wearing that dress with a belt? Have you tried putting a blazer on with that dress or with that skirt or with that shirt? You have so many different combinations in your closet. I can guarantee you of it. And look up ideas on YouTube as well. You can find those things there. Look up your favorite stylist on Pinterest or Instagram, or whatever the case, and find your signature look. Because I think that a lot of times takes away from people wanting to dress up because they don't know what to wear. So you have to find the look that works for you. And I think the older you get, it works as well. And even with your hair, like for me, I know I have maybe about 3 or 4 go-to hairstyles. And I'm like, at any time of the day, I can pull myself together and make myself feel confident, make myself feel happy about what I see in the mirror, right? So practice different hairstyles on yourself. Like Shadana said before, if you can't afford going to get it done, learn how to romanticize yourself and romanticize that self-care, Even if it's like, you know what, every Friday I'm doing self-care. I'm doing a mask on my face. I'm going to steam my face. I'm going to take a nice hot bath. I'm going to exfoliate. I'm going to get out of the shower. I'm going to oil down. And as I'm oiling down, I'm going to say some affirmations. I'm going to spray on some nice, beautiful fragrance. And then I'm just going to put on some nice clothes to wear around the house. And I'm going to feel feminine. I'm going to feel confident. And that's where that beauty comes in. You have to play around and really
Mm-hmm.
find what works for you, because even if you're in a space where you don't feel like dressing up, you can still look polished.
Mm-hmm.
Find some simple, because I know like stores like Ross and like Burlington, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all those different types of places, they'll have like nice like little dresses for maybe like $10, $20 sometimes. You want to splurge on yourself, get some of those. Those types of like maxi dresses, or even like short A-line dresses or whatever, you can style them in so many different ways and just throw it on really quick. Put a jean jacket on with it, put a blazer on with it, wear it by itself. Like there's so many different things that you can say. I don't really feel like getting dressed up, but I'm still gonna look polished. Throw on some cute slippers, throw on some heels, slides, whatever it is. Find what works for you, but always look your best, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. And what I've been hearing is go the extra mile to look the part. Like don't be afraid to enhance your beauty as a DIYer. Sometimes when we think of enhanced beauty, we think of plastic surgery and different stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about. But just even with makeup, like some days I'll be going just to run errands, but I'll still throw on some lipstick, put on some mascara, and every now and then I'll put some blush on my cheeks, and that really makes a difference. And you
Oh,
talked
most
about
definitely.
sensuality. I speak with a lot of women who say, well, I don't wear makeup and I don't dress up, but it's important that you really look the part because it makes a difference. And when you look the part, you attract other women. Like people want to be around you. I can't tell you how many times like I've dressed up, even just to go run errands. But when I walk into a store, people can feel my presence. People want to talk to me, they want to network with me. And I've been asked in the past, like, why do you dress up all the time? I'm like, it's important for me to look the part. I may have $10 in my pocket, but I may dress up in a suit or it just dress really nice and then walk into a store or walk into a room and meet the CEO of a company. That person wants to network with me because she's attracted to the way that I look. So I will highly encourage you all to just go the extra mile and look the part. It's very important.
Yeah. And don't be discouraged, because the more I hear you say, you hear people say, "Oh, well, I don't dress up or I don't wear makeup." It's usually because there's some type of underlying maybe fear, because they don't know how, or
Hmm.
even that confidence just isn't there to want to do it. You have to be
Hmm.
motivated to say, "You know what? I know when I put this dress on, I'm about to snatch some edges. I know when I put this lipstick on, some things gonna change." You
Right.
have to have that idea already kind of set in your head to even want to do that thing.
Hmm.
And that's why I want to continue to reiterate, like, hey, find what works for you. Is it lipstick? Is it mascara? Is it blush? Is it a quick 5 minute face that you can snatch together in a minute? Is it your favorite hairstyle? What is it that's going to ignite that confidence in you? So
Hmm.
pay attention to that about yourself. Learn that about yourself. Even if you have to journal about it, look back at some old photos. Think about the times when you felt the most confident, and then you can um, build your image from there.
Hmm. And I like how you say whatever it is that's going to ignite that confidence in you. And not just that, what's going to garner compliments. Because just
Mm-hmm.
throwing on some blush or eyeshadow, you may walk into a room and somebody may say, "Oh, your eyelashes are so beautiful," or "Oh, I love that shirt that you have on." Those simple compliments is what boosts your confidence to keep on doing it. You never know who's going to pay
Mm-hmm.
you a compliment. So just the simple things we're saying, just
Yeah.
take it seriously and just put in a little bit of effort.
Oh, most definitely, because it makes a world of a difference. Because
Hmm.
if I'm gonna walk out of the house in pajama pants, I'm gonna feel a whole lot different if I decide to actually
Hmm.
put on some clothes and make an effort.
Hmm.
And like you said before, like people treat you different too.
People treat you different. Yeah, they think you are somebody. Even though I
Yeah.
do feel like I am a somebody, but people really do treat you different. So, and I think
Oh
that's
yeah, like
important.
even I'm very adamant about this. Like when I go to the airport, like
Hmm.
I get dressed. Like unless I'm like going maybe on like an 8 or like a long haul
Hmm.
flight, I'll maybe
Yeah.
tone it down a little bit. But like if I'm going a quick domestic 2 3 hours, I'm gonna dress up. And I tell you, when I'm the doors are opening, people are hey, can I get your luggage? What do you need? It's just like
That is
people
so
are
true,
visual.
Ashley. People are visual
People
and
are
people are
visual.
watching you. And I'm the same as you. I always dress up when I go to the airport. It's so
Mm,
important. And traveling, most people don't know this, but traveling is a luxury. So when you see people in the airport, you think, okay, maybe they have a little money. But sometimes people judge you based on your appearance. And me being into fashion, me being a visual person, I'm always looking to see who's dressed up, who's doing this, who's doing that. People are really watching. And I'm always more attracted to the women or the men who have on a suit, or they may be casual, but they're cute. They have their face made up.
mhm,
They look like they're going somewhere. And that's how you want to
mm.
be in life. You want to look like you're going somewhere. Even if you ain't
Girl,
going
that's
nowhere,
a
even if you're just going
word.
45 minutes away, look like you're going somewhere, and
I
eventually
know
you
that's
will be
right.
going to somewhere. You will be getting to your destination.
Yes.
So I think that's the word of the day. Look like you're going somewhere.
Look like you going somewhere. I
Yes.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
I think we've dropped some gems. I don't know about you.
I think so too. And I think just to let everyone know, Ashley and I will be doing an in person workshop. We're excited to do these lives, but we want to meet you in person. So if you're
Yes.
in Houston, or if you want to come to Houston on December 4th on a Saturday, we have a workshop coming up called Activate, Accelerate, and Level Up Your Confidence, kind of what we've been talking about. So there's some things we were mentioning, but we're going to expound on it more and really give you those tangible skills and tools that you need to level up your confidence. So if you want to come to Houston, December 4th, 2021, I'll put the link in the comments below so that you can register on Eventbrite for our workshop. And make sure you go and follow me and Ashley. You can follow me at Influential Petite on Facebook and Instagram. And then Ashley, you can tell them how they can follow you.
Yes, you can actually find the best way you can find me would actually be my website, which is fablife31.com. So that's FAB life31.com. And then you can join my email box because I have some interesting changes coming up soon. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to share those. But yeah, get in tune, get connected so you can know what's coming down the pipeline.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll put the link to the workshop below, and then I'll have Ashley put her website below. And you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube at Influential Petite. And I also have a website, ShadanaMiranda.com. That's Shadana, Shadana, Miranda, Miranda.com. So, and I'll also put that in the comments and description below.
Yes,
So thank you for joining us.
most
Thank you for
definitely.
everyone who tuned in. We'll be doing these lives every week like we have been. We're excited to get on here and share tips and just empower women. That's what we're all about, empowering women. That's the mission. So thank you for joining. And we're going to close out. So have a good
Yes.
day. You want to say anything?
See you see you later, guys.
See ya. Bye bye.
Bye.